There are a great number of tales told by warm campfires that warn about approaching strangers you meet on the road. Tales of trickery, tales of woe. I imagine all of them were racing through the minds of our heroes as they came upon a broken wagon, shattered against the mountain rocks. And nailing amongst the wreckage, a lone woman, gently weeping over the body that lie broken before her. And I'm sure the thoughts of what might be hidden by the thick mists that swirled about the hooves of their horses, or the presence of the dark rider, what follows them growing ever closer, only serve to heighten their paranoia. So much that you could smell the fear, cloying sweet and rotten. For this was no simple mountain pass, no chance encounter. They were in pursuit of answers that lie waiting in the valley beyond. But these hills, they keep their secrets in the Deadlands. Hey, folks!
Hello, happy Halloween.
Welcome to our Halloween
Bob.
episode.
Bob looks amazing on green screen.
All right. I am, once again, your Marshal, Cheyenne Wright. Real quickly. Oh, gee, Bob looks really weird. Seeing that now for the first time.
Phasing in and out of reality here.
Okay, we're going to start with Bob. Bob, say hello to everybody.
Yeah, relay. Hello, Hunting Grounds. I am Bizarre Hands. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I am not going to be portraying Cthulhu or Kid Cthulhu or a Cthulhu boy, Cowboy Cthulhu tonight. It's going to be Bob Morrow, and I am looking forward to being spooked and doing some spooking.
All right. We're going to go counterclockwise this week. Amadeus, you're up. Say hello to the folks at home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our episode tonight of Deadlands. Very excited for another session. I am Todd Moonbounce playing Amadeus Amy Flowersack Haddock. And I'm looking forward to another wonderful session.
You got to be more animated when people can't see your mouth moving.
That's true.
All right, swooping on over to Clayton. Say hello, folks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan. Word. I figured I'd make a werewolf noise since I'm not in costume.
Oh, okay.
But I will be playing Clayton R. MacTaggart as usual.
Well, you know, you've always, as before, you're playing a sociopath. They look like everybody else. And lastly, Jem Freeman. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. Candace the Magnificent here. My pronouns are she, they. Really excited to game tonight, and please excuse me if I show some fear.
Oh,
I know it's going to be creepy.
I'm
a little afraid.
I am aiming for super creepify this week. So sit back, relax, as we venture once more into the Deadlands, where we last left off. You folks had gotten the location of Captain Williams, living in a small farm in a secluded valley north of the trading post of Bonner. You rode out there along the path through the Hellgate Pass noting that you were being followed by a dark rider off in the distance. By the time you reached Bonner, it was nightfall, and you set up camp and hoped that that rider would not necessarily press on too far in the dark himself. And it seems like he maybe was a bit braver than you, at least enough to catch up by morning. As you guys were packing up your camp and getting on your horses, you spotted him down the hill, not too far away. So you giddied up as fast as you could up into the mountain pass, but not before dark storm clouds began to roll across and put a dim light across the sun and kept the mist from the mountains going, getting thicker as you rode up into the pass. The pale light and darkness and the mist contributing to all sorts of unnerve and unease. When just around the end of last week's episode, you rode up on a scene of a broken wagon laying shattered against the rocks. A woman on her knees, gripping a body with you can see the dark red stain of blood around her, and she is weeping lowly into the face of the soulless corpse in front of her. And that's where we left off. So that's where we're going to pick up. You are stopped there in the middle of the road. You can ride right by. Pretend you don't see this person.
From our distance, can we see anything with the fallen figure? Like
with the fallen
wounds or anything that looks.
She appears to be a woman of perhaps.
Who she's looking over a body, right?
Yeah. She's
the
looking
body,
down at the body. Her hair kind of falls across her face. She almost seems completely unaware of your presence. She just she is not actually caught. You guys, your arrival has not caught her attention just yet. You can see her skin appears to be a dark cream color, possibly a mixed heritage. You're not sure.
I feel like we should stop. I know it's gonna like slow us down, and we're trying to make it there before this guy, but at the same time, like, if that dude's hot on her heels,
Actually,
won't help her. Will he come for us? You know what I mean? Like, will she tell him where we are?
yeah, okay. So do you say this, Jim?
Yeah, I'm saying that to the gentleman.
I think we need to stop and help someone in need.
Agreed. We got more room on these horses if she needs to get away. No need to leave her to what's following us. Mind. I hope
God
this
damn it,
isn't a
fine.
trap of any kind.
Can I see if there's like any issue? Like if it's a weird situation? Like, do I sense anything?
Oh yeah, you know what? Give me your. Let's make a danger sense roll for you. So that would be a spirit at -2, right? Or is it notice at -2?
Yeah, notice.
Notice at -2.
Okay.
The body she's looking over.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see anything about that individual?
At the distance
Gunshot
that you are from her, you know, a little bit further down the hill, and you can just see this as you come riding up with the low light and the thick mist. It is hard to make out any real details. You actually must approach her. Jem is not doing well.
No. So I've given up. I've spent 3 bennies. That's it for me.
That's a great start.
Yeah. Coming in strong.
All right. So yeah. You can't sense anything specifically about her, as the entire mountain is giving you the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
This whole
Okay.
situation feels unnatural, and you don't know if it's her, if it's the mountain, if it's this mist, the storm rolling in, or the knowledge that you got a dark rider coming up behind you.
Okay.
You
Well,
feel
listen,
in danger, but you can't focus on what.
Listen,
Got it.
I think we need to see if everything's okay, but let's mind our distance. Keep our wits about us. See what's
All right.
going on.
Who gets off their horse first?
I'll step down.
Okay.
Bob too.
Pull. Definitely have my shotgun nearby.
I'll get off
Alright.
my horse next, and if they're walking towards her, then I'll kind of cover their back and look behind us.
Okay. All right. So as you guys, hang on one second. Let me make sure. So Amy, are you gonna go in and talk to her? And
Yeah,
how close are you gonna get before you stop? Before you try and catch her attention?
I assume we're in earshot currently.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. 5, 6, 7 yards,
Okay.
and just kind of, Miss. Do you need help?
Let's see if I guess I'll give her a notice roll rather. Oh, yeah. She looks up, her eyes streaked with tears through the fog, and she just looks up like with this panic and this sorrow in her face, and she goes, "Why? Why? He didn't do nothing to you."
What happened, Miss? What?
Why did you do this? She grabs the corpse to her chest and begins rocking back and forth.
Do I get a sense that she is addressing me in those accusations?
She
Or is she
it's the
kinda
only the only words that she said these are the only words that she said so far, only after you called out to her, and she did look up at you when she said this, and then went back to the body, but you're not sure what state she's in.
I think after Amy tries,
Mhm.
Jem would try to approach as well.
Okay.
In a softer tone, I kind of look at her and I say, "Ma'am, I'm ever so sorry for your loss. Is there something we can do to help?"
Her crying seems to subdue for a moment. She chokes on the last few of her tears and says, "Well, you can suffer like he did." And she stands up, and we're dealing cards.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Here we go.
Clayton's like, I wanted to just walk on by.
Y'all couldn't leave well enough alone, could you?
Nope.
Oh yeah, we got to add Amy here to this. Now that you. All right, are we ready?
Let's do it.
Come on. Deal cards. Why is it not drawing cards? Come on. Sorry, guys. Hang on, I may have to reset the card deck here or something because it's not actually drawing the cards. It's putting cards in the combat thing, but they're not actually revealing what they are here. So, hang on one second, folks. Just go right here into the configure settings. Foundry. Last week, right after the other show we did, I had a real bad hard drive failure, which created I almost lost all my Foundry worlds, and but I got reached out to by the creator of Foundry, who actually helped me salvage as much as I could. There we go. So yeah, the only character that we lost was Amy Haddock, which luckily I had a backup Jason from when he was first created, and so we were able to reinstall that and just do a quick catch up to where everyone else was. And Haddock, speak of the devil, pulls the high card with the Ace of Diamonds.
I don't see Mr. Oh, Morrow is there? Who's missing? Somebody's missing on the list. Clayton.
I'm missing.
Oh, sorry. So yes, you are. I missed you on that. Let's see. Hang on.
Can't have that. He's gonna be the one wanting to kill
Hey, there.
everybody. Okay.
All right. And
so what do I see when she stands up and says this to Jem?
she stands up. She appears to be a young woman in her mid-20s, eyes streaked with tears, blood all over her dress and shirt from the body that she was just holding. She seems wild-eyed and enraged, and like she's ready to run at you folks. That's what you see.
She doesn't have anything in her hands.
No.
She okay. I will pull my weapon up and yell at her, try to talk her down or get her to stand down and say, "Miss, we can help you if you need. Please just try and calm down. I don't know what you're referring to, but we're not looking to hurt you."
Give me a persuasion roll.
I'm gonna Benny that.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna take a +1 on that if the gang is cool with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take a +1 for a straight success.
All right. Hang on one second. I gotta. Where am I?
I think we're.
Oh, you know what? I don't have that plugin reinstalled because I forgot about it. So I'm gonna have James keep track of that sort of stuff tonight because I don't want to go back and reinstall it right now. Okay.
Looks like
That's one of the things that I overlooked in the reinstall. Okay, so we're down by 1. Okay, so 4 + 1s and 13 bennies. Good to know. All right, so yeah, that's a +1. Which is enough to you can make her a little bit distracted or a little bit vulnerable with that. Well, actually, hang on. No, it's got to be resisted by her, doesn't it?
Oh yes, that's right. Shoot.
Resisted by her spirit.
Can I, before you roll, can I Benny then?
Sure, you can certainly
Okay,
try.
thank you. And then, so add that +1 back, and I forget that it was a post check, so I do want to try to get a little better.
Well, a persuasion is just a straight up
Nice.
persuasion in a non-combat situation. It's even worse.
Okay, well,
Can I assist?
You could always critically fail.
yeah. I will. Well, if I can, I'll keep the old roll and
Yeah, sure.
bring back that +1, I guess.
Yeah, all right. Let's check her spirit here.
Oh wow.
Nope. She's unaffected. All right, Clayton, you're up.
All right. So let's see. I'm gonna fully step forward. I'll take my full movement.
Thanks. I like it, how that chat actually came from Sarah there in Foundry. Okay.
So I'll move up, and I am going to I'm gonna try intimidation as I put my hand on my Colt, and I'm gonna say to her, "Now you best back down before things get too much more out of hand, miss."
Okay. Give me that
And
intimidation.
intimidation.
Good roll. That's good.
6. All right, and that is resisted by spirit. Yes.
Yep.
All right. Spirit once again.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god.
All right.
Ruthless.
She ain't natural.
She ain't natural. Walsh, you got anything?
As far as I can tell, she's still natural. I'm not sure how she's making all these awesome rolls, but I might have lost her from the map. Is she north of Snake Eyes?
She's
South of the
right,
wagon.
she's right in there next to the wagon. Oh, I ping. I don't have pings turned on either. Oh, geez.
Oh no, yeah, I've got her. Okay.
Okay.
Bob is going to pull out his lariat and approach, head up behind Clayton, not ruining his shot, and attempt a lariat strike on her.
Range is 2 on a lariat, I
Oh,
believe.
I apologize. Then I will head off to Clayton's left. Gonna risk it there.
Okay. Yeah, reach a 2. All right, so give me that roll. Four is not enough.
I
You need-
will
you
drop
have to
a
hit her
personal Benny
parry.
on that. All right. Well, yep, personal Benny this to make it better.
Okay.
Oh,
Still a 4.
One more time. I got to protect my
Group Benny.
companions.
there it is.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, so that is a hit and a raise. So she is entangled and bound, which also makes her vulnerable, I believe. No, and distracted and vulnerable, as I recall.
I believe that's
Okay.
correct, and I can dig into it and look it up.
Yeah. Well, it is her go. She well, let's see, at bound she can't move at all, so the only thing she can do is try and break free. She grabs onto the lariat that you've hooked around her and attempts to break free of it. Her strength is not great. 3 does nothing. But you see the lariat where she's holding onto it. Begins to sizzle and burn in her hands.
Ooh.
Not enough
That's
to
a nice contrast
not
to
enough
the
to
coal
free
lariat
her.
that we had last time.
Not enough to free her, but its smoke is coming off of it. Jem, you're up.
Man. I want to avoid any kind of conflict with this lady. Can I attempt to
Give me that notice roll. Give me
I don't
another. Give me a new notice roll here.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna be able to swoon this one, Jim.
Listen, I could try, right?
Nope. Okay, don't worry about it. Just it's a minor thing. I just forget I said anything. All right. So what are you doing?
Okay. I guess I'm gonna move up between these guys here.
Okay.
Actually, can I just go over to her? Can I go like here?
Yeah.
Move my full
Yeah.
and try to touch her?
Sure.
Like I want to see if I can like grab her arm.
Yeah. Sure. She can't
Okay.
get away. She's completely tied up in a lariat at the moment.
Yeah, I want to see if I can like. I mean, not to hurt her or anything, just to be like,
her
hey,
eyes
like, snap
whip
at it.
over to her eyes whip over to you when you touch her, and she goes, he goes, he was a good man. You didn't have to do this.
I tell her, why don't we get him? Why don't we get him nice and buried?
Okay. You can give me a persuasion roll if you're trying to calm her or something. But she's already distracted and vulnerable, so there's not much you can do unless you roll really.
Let's see. I'm willing to try.
Okay. Hey, that's something. Okay, that is a 10, opposed again by her spirit. 10. All right.
Oh, can I take a +1?
Well, you could. I mean, here's the thing: you need to get a raise over her in order to.
Oh, okay.
If you take 2 + 1, because she's at a -2 because of being distracted and vulnerable, so you could, in theory, take 2 + 1s, make your roll that 10 a 12, get a raise on her, and
yes.
Okay. Which will shake her then as well. She becomes shaken. And next round, Clayton, you pull the black joker.
Okay.
Everybody gets a Benny, I hope. Did everybody get a Benny?
Yes.
Let me see.
Okay.
Yep. And the Joker lets me go whenever I want, right?
Yeah, you don't have to go right now if you don't want to.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold off for the time being.
Okay. Walsh would be the next one in line. You got the lariat.
Is it possible to draw a Gatling pistol while holding the lariat, or is that more of a two-handed option?
The Gatling pistol's not two-handed. Oh, you mean the lariat?
So
Is the lariat two-handed?
Lariat, yeah.
It does not
drop the lariat.
If you drop the lariat, then I would say that she is no longer bound. That she could actually move.
Okay. I can still go on hold as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Even without the Joker. If it's possible to say anything, Bob will point out that rope is burning up in her hands.
All right. So you're on hold. You're on hold. No easy way there. Okay. So Haddock, you would be next.
All right. Man, I don't. Listen, if she ain't gonna cooperate, I think we just get moving. We got places to be. I think we should just get along. She's not gonna take our help.
All right.
And I'm just generally addressing my group, keeping locked on to
Jem, you're up next then.
To her.
I mean, I feel bad. I don't want to just like strike this lady. She's going through something. I I'm gonna go on hold, I think. Can I go on hold?
Certainly, you can. You go on hold, and it's Sarah's turn here. She again tries to break free. First with a straight up strength check. Cannot, but in addition to that, a little. Come on, I'm gonna spend a penny on this. That is ridiculous. 9, still not good enough. Not good enough. What do you think the toughness of a rope is? It's probably better lower than a 9, right? A door is a 10. Yeah. So, whatever it was that she was doing, the lariat sizzles and then splits in half and drops to the ground. She is no longer bound. She's just entangled. Which means that she, on the following round, she can actually do something other than trying to break free. Before I end the round, does anyone on hold want to do something?
Yeah.
So did
The rope begins to like loosen and go slack. The lariat between her and Morrow falls to the ground, completely severed where she was touching it and smoking.
when I reached out and touched her, was I able to actually feel?
Yeah.
Like is she corporeal?
Yes.
Okay. Clayton, I know you said you wanted to go. I'll go after you.
Okay.
If you'd like.
Let's see. Aim is still a thing, right? You can take an aim action.
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I will draw one of my Colts, take an aim action, and I'll say to her, "Don't make the mistake of being the purtiest corpse I ever made."
All right. And Jem, you said you were going to go after him?
Yeah. Can I use my my war club to do like non-lethal damage and try to knock her out?
You can certainly try.
Cool. Am I at any negatives, or I just roll?
Nope. No, I don't do that. I always like to encourage people trying the non-lethal route. Ouch. That's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh,
Ooh. That
Am I allowed to
is.
reroll damage?
Yeah, you can spend a Benny. You see the little Benny button right next to that too? You can just click it.
I'm gonna do it.
Three. Wow.
Out of control. Can I spend a group Benny?
do it.
Certainly. I'm.
Becomes a 4. No.
It doubles, or no, it doubles to a 6, which is enough to shake her again. So you wheel back, and you can tell your heart's really not in it. You really dislike just you come across this this crying woman, and now you're just gonna beat her in the back of the head with a club. This really feels wrong. So you hit her, but you don't put the force into it that you should, and instead it just stuns her for a moment. Oh, she's pulling.
Somebody better
And
save me.
before
She's
we move
pulling
on to the next round, could
bad
Bob
cards.
Yeah, Cheyenne, I think Bob's still on hold.
Oh, Bob, what are you gonna do?
if he can do it, then Bob can do it. Steps up closer to her, brings up his shotgun by the butt, and maybe improvised weapons tries to cock her.
Okay.
Is that best represented by fighting? And would you like me
Yeah,
to
just
drop in a
just
minus?
roll your punch there.
Okay.
Get up, yeah. And then we'll add damage to it. So that is she or
Yikes.
That is going to be a miss.
Okay, I think Bob does even worse than Jem does. He has to close his eyes in order
Yeah.
to strike this woman, and that does not help.
No, it doesn't. All right, so then, top of the new round, Jem, you would get a chance to go again. You're all just gonna keep wailing on this woman, on this poor woman that you found on the side of the road. She is not
I
pulling
don't know
great
what else to
cards.
do. I don't have any rope for her, and I'm afraid that she's gonna attack us because she's confused. So it'd be easier for me and everybody involved if she was just knocked out, delicately. So I think I am. I think I'm gonna hit her again with my war club.
But
This is gonna
delicately.
be really bad. Yes, the gentlest. Just a tap, really.
All right,
No.
that's a hit with a raise. Roll damage.
Chill out sound effects. Sound effects are like her skull gives way.
Yeah. That would be a 19. That would be 3 wounds against her. I'm going to try and... what is it? Oh, you don't actually have her targeted. That's why it's not showing up. Or did you have her
Oh,
targeted?
sorry. No, I don't think I think I forgot. I apologize.
Actually, you know what? And that's why you had it. That's why your roll of an 8 was a hit and a raise. It actually isn't a raise. So target her and click the normal damage.
Okay.
Because that wasn't a. If you didn't, her parry's a 6.
So just take the
so-
raised damage off, which is a 3.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, it
spin.
was, yeah. So, yeah, it's okay. But still, I need to apply that to her. So, what's this? Well, that's
You
still
said
pretty
to
good.
target her and re-roll my damage.
Yeah, and you can certainly that's real good. There we go. I can apply that to her there, and then try and soak. And she does not. She takes 2 wounds. She doesn't soak any of it. So, Walsh, she is still alive.
Wild card.
Amazing. I think he hears the sound of that
Yeah,
war club landing.
when you
and
wail on her, she drops to the ground, and the crying starts again.
Oh, that makes it so much harder to do this. But Bob squints, closes his eyes, and tries to bring it down again. Lord, forgive me.
That is a hit and a raise. Roll damage. That it would be another wound, which she will try and soak. Does not soak. She's at 3 wounds. You're all feeling mighty dirty.
God.
Haddock. She's laying there, heavily wounded, still with the bits of rope wrapped around her from the lariat. You standing. You see them, your friends, beating on her with clubs and the butts of rifles as she cries out for help.
Everyone called me a sociopath.
Being delicate.
Yeah, it's Halloween. Fuck it. Amy's stubborn side comes out with a fury and is frustrated in what he's seeing before, understanding the reason, the purpose here, but did not like whatever else was going on, is going through, and seeing that this woman is there, not looking good as it is, and is going to walk up with his shotgun. And I'm going to shoot at her.
Okay.
Oh, that screaming.
Sorry. All right, so that 5 will hit. Roll damage. You're doing this within short range, it looks like. So use buckshot short.
Okay. Excuse me.
Ooh. And with that,
Well, that's
Sarah is no more. But the weeping doesn't stop.
Oh no.
You stand there over the body. There and has taken off most of her head. You don't know how you're still hearing her cries.
Where's that coming from? It's like looking around.
You can see a shadow sort of rise up from her body.
Morrow?
A vague outline of a woman. Her eyes glow dimly in the pale, misty light. She weeps and weeps. And then screams to the high heavens. And there's a burst of green energy that flows out from her, spraying all of you around her. In a medium burst template, which it looks like. I mean that I don't. Amy, you're.
Give it to me. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
took her head off.
Okay. All right. So the 3 of you, boom, 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 are all hit. It's actually, I'm not rolling a fighting attack here. This is just straight up damage to everybody who was in the template. Okay. There we go. So, Amy, you get shaken by this wave of energy. Walsh as well, and Jem, standing the closest, you take the full brunt of this as that washes over you, and it burns. Where it touches you, you feel your skin begin to crackle and curl. You're going to take 3 damage unless you soak this. You're going to take 3 wounds unless you soak this.
Okay.
You are able to soak 1 of them.
I am going to re-roll with a personal Benny. Actually, can I use a group
Do a
Benny?
party. Yeah. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.
All right. That is not any better.
I'm going to try one more time with my Benny. Maybe that'll make a difference.
Yes, there you go. Get it? Oh. Well, that's 2.
Better than none.
Yeah, better than none.
Very good.
So you soak 2 of them. You're shaken by the attack, and you have 1 wound. And now I want all of you to make fear -2 as you see this shade rise up from her fallen body. And it's -2, but the local fear level is also 4, which means it's going to be another -3 to your roll, as I recall, right?
Minus 1, I think.
-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, -1. So an additional -1. I remember the old days where you subtracted the fear level. So We're looking at a total of -3 on this roll.
I'm gonna re-roll when everyone else is done.
Okay, so I think that puts me at a 3 total.
Okay.
Because I added a -2 there, and then
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a Benny to re-roll that.
Okay. Give yourself a -3 on the re-roll.
Okay.
Shine, I'm doing a brand new roll to add in the
Okay.
true modifier, and then I'll manually take a Benny off.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. So,
See if I
so
can-
many dice over here. Did anybody make the roll? Anybody?
I'm still doing my re-roll. I'm just trying to figure out how to subtract 3 from it.
Okay.
I don't think I'm able to subtract 3 either. I've got -2 and -4 as options, which means that I
-2 and
failed. It's
-1
showing
on-
me as having succeeded, but -4 + 1. Simple math. Nice one. Bob is going to have to spend a Benny in order to re-roll.
Or you could just be afraid.
All right, I guess I'm afraid.
If I
Oh.
spend a Benny and click on -1, will that compound with my previously
I don't
added?
know. I don't know.
Okay. We'll give it.
I
We'll
would
give it a go
say
and see
rather
what
just
happens.
spend the Benny and make a fresh roll with the correct penalties.
Okay. I'll spend a group Benny, and then we don't need to worry about the math at all.
Okay. Oh, hey, 7
Hey,
-4.
nice.
Yeah, Bob is not afraid. Bob
I'm afraid of no
maintains his
goat.
composure. Everybody else, however, did not. We're going to go in the order that's on the combat tracker for this round. So, Jim, you did not succeed. So, give me roll me a d20, and you can do that. Yeah, there you go.
Plus 3, I believe, because of the fear.
Yeah. So it would be it's /R, not R/.
Thank you. +3, you said?
Yeah. Seven. All right. Well, okay. You are vulnerable until the end of your next turn. All right. Walsh, and Walsh is good. Haddock, give me a roll.
All right. Been around this block before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, guys, it's been fun. Holy shit.
No.
Fuck.
Is that Bennyable?
No,
It is
I
no.
don't.
Or do we want it to be Benny? Or yeah, it might be more interesting to not.
All right.
Oh.
GG.
Amy, you start freaking out. Your pulse starts racing. Panic begins to set in. You're reliving the horror again. You're holding the shotgun. You killed her again. This is all happening again. You begin to panic. You drop the shotgun and drop down to one knee as it feels like your heart is about to rip out of your chest. Make a vigor check at -2. If you fail this, you'll be incapacitated and die in 2d6 rounds. That's a success. You are stunned, but
Okay.
otherwise, that's it.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And Clayton, give me that d20 -3 or +3. 11. You are merely shaken by this sight. There we go. I gotta turn on all those special automation effects as well. So many things I gotta get back into place. But hey, that's good enough for now. Those of you who are still awake and aware and not shaken or otherwise incapacitated by this, you become aware of the sounds of spurs coming from behind you, back where the horses, in the direction of the horses. And looming out of the mist, out of the corner of your eye, you can see a shadowy figure standing at the edge of the mist in the mountains by your horses. And next round, Jim, you pull the Black Joker, so that's good. You get to act first. When last we discovered you were shaken, so first thing you have to do, however, unshake before you can act.
Okay, so I have to roll my vigor, right?
Spirit.
Spirit, that's right. Thank you.
All right, that is success. You can you unshake and can act.
Okay. I am going to use my Winchester. Actually, I'm gonna get. Oh wait, if I leave this area, is she gonna get me?
The spirit, possibly.
All right, I'm gonna try anyway. I gotta get out of here. I'm freaking out.
Okay.
Like I'm
All right.
burning all over with acid.
She
Gotta
gets
get
an attack on you as you move away.
All right, so be it.
Whoop. Yeah. Her the spirit's hands reach out at you as you try to move away from them. Oh. As it touches you, you feel the hand just sort of like seep the into you, burning and sizzling as it does as it goes. You take 3 wounds, 20 points of damage, 3 more wounds unless you can soak it.
Yes, I'm going to soak it.
Time to step up the
God.
music, I think.
Hopefully those +2s will help with her soak roll for the Joker.
Yeah, they will.
So it's not giving me it's not giving me like a soak roll here in the thing.
Oh,
so...
hang on. I have to apply it. There we go. I have to apply the damage. Now you can make a soak roll. That would be enough to soak 1 wound, leaving you with 3, but awake. You want to try and roll better?
Group many if you want.
Can I use a group any?
Yeah.
Yep.
5
Ain't
is
nobody else
pretty much
been
the
hit for
same.
20 damage twice.
I'm gonna use another one.
Okay. Still the same result.
All right.
Just soaking the 1.
So I guess I just got 1. I can't really move anywhere. I'm kind of just stuck. Is the guy on the game board? Can I fire at him before I...
You can see him. He's right
Have a
here at the edge.
problem?
He's not in the combat. He's appears to be watching. Like, trying to decide if he's going to intervene or not. And on whose side. But he's standing there next to the horses.
Can I take a shot at her then with my Winchester?
At the
from where
spirit?
I am? Mm-hmm.
You may.
I don't know
may
if that's
take,
gonna help.
Yeah, you may take a shot at the spirit. The spirit has a little bit of cover from where you're standing there with Bob Morrow in the way.
Okay. I guess I'll just chill here then, because I don't think I can move any further because I've already moved my full pace.
Yeah.
So I guess I think I'll go on hold and not do
Okay.
anything for now.
All right. Yeah. So you're not dead, even though the fight the encounter did think you were there for a second. Walsh, you're up.
He looks her straight in the eyes, trying to be comforting. You've borne the sorrow long enough. It's time to rest. And draws the Lamat carbine over his shoulder and lets loose with a, well, sorry, as a free action, I will activate or attempt to activate ammo whammy.
Okay.
We'll start with that. Sorry, not seeing it in chat. There we are.
All right. 3 is not enough.
Plus
I
one.
will personal Benny that one.
No,
Open
you can take a
for-
+1 to make it a 4.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
We will declare Argent Agony on that one again.
okay.
Test it out.
This makes it whatever the weakness is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So no
So,
mind.
yeah,
Well, I'm
are you
aiming
doing it
for
on the?
parry,
Are
though.
you doing it on the? Are you using the the shotgun portion, right?
The shotgun portion for
Yeah,
we'll open with
I gave
that,
you
and then
I gave you 2 different weapons, one to represent the shotgun and one to represent the carbine. Portion.
fantastic. And do I need to retarget, or is it the same target?
It should be the same target.
Excellent. Yeah, that looks good. All right, shooting buckshot. Buckshot short.
That's a hit.
And that'll be against your parry, I think.
Yep. It's a hit, no raise.
No raise. We'll stick
Roll
with
damage.
that.
All right, so that so that will take the spirit form of old Sarah here is takes that damage, but she has no bennies to soak it because I used up all of Sarah's bennies.
I'm glad Spirit Sarah doesn't regenerate based upon her reincarnation.
So she takes those 2 wounds and is shaken again, or remains shaken. And Clayton, you're up. First thing you need to do is try to unshake.
All right. There we go. That is a 5.
That is a success. You unshake.
Alrighty.
Hang on a second. And connect.
All right. So I will move around here so that I'm not shooting through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will drop a target on Spirit Sarah and open fire with my frontier.
Okay. Anything special about them bullets?
No, these are just normal bullets.
All right. They fly through this shadowy form and slam into the rocks beyond.
So with that, I just kind of look at her and go, God damn! And since it takes 2 hands to fire my shotgun, that's all I can do this time around.
Okay. Sarah's turn is next. She attempts to unshake. She does.
Oh,
Let's see. Let's give her a smarts check here. She moves. She seems focused on Gem for some reason. She reaches out, however, to Morrow as she goes by. Takes a swipe at him, but does not make contact, and moves after Jem. The two of you that she runs past, however, can attempt to do something. Can attempt to stop her as she does, or make an attack of opportunity as she moves past you guys.
I'm shaken. I don't know why it's not
Oh, yeah.
showing. Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I
You
can do
can't.
anything.
No, you cannot.
No.
Sorry.
I wouldn't anyway.
And-
Yeah.
I apologize, but I think that Bob was also shaken, and I did not make my spirit check at the start of my turn. Could I make that now?
Oh yeah, you were.
and-
Sorry.
I apologize. It wasn't showing either.
Yeah, my bad. Because
Seems at least fair to make it now and apply some
Go ahead.
bennies to.
Go ahead and try and make it. There you go. So yeah, you. So yeah, unshaken. You can You can try and put some hurt on her before she gets to Jem.
Is it possible to do that with the Lamat?
Do you have?
Take
Is
a
there
number.
anything?
It's
you
still
can-
got Argent,
Yeah.
Agony up on it, but I mean,
How
Amy is behind her.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to do it as she's like in combat range, hand-to-hand combat range. You can't. You
So
don't get
that
it.
would be parry once
You don't get it.
again?
Yeah. So that'd be parry once again, and I think the shotgun Lamat only has one shot.
One shot, but it's a carbine, so it's a rifle from here on out.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you'd require me. If it's perhaps fair to ask me to cast a spell again, so perhaps I am not able. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little bit cheeky to ask for both the shotgun and the rifle to be blessed by Ammo Whammy. So
I would say
I'm happy to.
No. We'll say that you cast it on the shotgun because you wanted to use it on the shotgun, and that was it.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So both guys can take. So you could take a swing at her, but unfortunately, it does connects to nothing as you do. She gets up to you, Jem, and this time when she reaches out, there's a different look in her face. She looks at you, her eyes wide, and she goes, "I didn't know. I'm sorry." And she makes a spirit roll, and you feel her sliding into you, trying to meld with you, become you. You will have to resist with all your inner strength to prevent this from happening. And
Get out of there.
She rolls a 6 to take possession of Jem.
Oh, -2. That is beautiful.
So, Jem, make a spirit check to resist.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Get it.
All right, with a success and a raise, not quite a raise, but it's definitely a success. Your strength of will manages to repel the spirit as it tries to sink its tendrils into your mind and take over your form, and she is thrown back from you, bewildered and hateful. Amy, you're up. You got to unshake
Alrighta.
first.
Yep. I'm stunned.
You're stunned. Oh yeah, so you're not
Yeah.
just not shaken, stunned.
I'm both shaken and
both
stunned.
shaken and stunned.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, shaken and not stunned and stunned. What is that again? Stunned is
The stun you make a roll at the end of your turn.
Okay. Does it affect my rolls though? I'm distracted. fall prone, can't move or take actions. Okay, so I think we'll do the shaking here, or
This, you don't get to act on your turn, but ooh.
I will spend a Benny to just straight remove it. Oh,
to remove.
Yeah.
Stunned?
No, the shaken.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean to re-roll, but same difference.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I can't do anything, so I'll just make that vigor roll.
Okay.
Or the start of the turn, make a vigor roll.
Is this a vigor roll to unstun, right? Yeah.
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 I wasted my good roll.
2.
I will Benny that.
Okay.
There
we go.
There it is.
That's another good roll.
Okay. And with a raise, removes all effects.
There we go. Included distracted, eh?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So with that, collect myself. No, I'm not really collecting myself. I just start scooting backwards on my hands and knees away from where she was, just kind of straight backwards, muttering gibberish to myself. And I see towards the direction to Jem, and
you see as you scoot back, straight back, your hands are coming up wet with blood. It's from the dirt in the ground, and you glance over to your left shoulder, and you can see the Sarah's body still laid out there on top of the other corpse. And you have to shut your eyes and force yourself to turn away before you can refocus, and then you say or do.
And just pull away from that and look towards Jem and this ghostly figure there. I kind of look down at like my shotgun as well, thinking I'm not going to be able to do anything here, and say, Morrow, hope you got some more of that magic, 'cause I think we need it. Do your thing. And actually, that's my intention, was to try and support him.
Okay. All right. So, give me a persuasion roll to give him a bonus on whatever it is he's going to do next. Oh, that's a nice support roll. That's going to be a +2 on your next action there, Morrow.
And that is my turn.
Next round.
Happy to have that Joker.
Jeez.
And
3 in a row.
You pull the Joker. Sallow Jack has been added to the combat. Oof.
Bob's a little worried for Jim. Closes the distance and tries to get a better line for a shot. On the way over, he passes back his shotgun, reaches deep into that vest, and pulls out the Gatling pistol. We'll use a free action once again to activate Ammo Whammy. Can I hold off on using the benefits to hit, or do I need to use that for casting the spell?
Well, you're going to get a +2 on everything you do because of the Joker. So
can I save the +2 from
it is on the next thing you do, as I recall.
That's fair. Okay.
So you'll be getting a +4 all day on the spellcasting.
Looking forward to hopefully a raise.
Nice.
We
got a penalty?
Let's see. I think.
Oh no, yeah, he didn't add the +2, so.
He didn't add the +2 from yeah. So
I did add the +2, but I assumed that the Joker would be added automatically.
Yeah, the Joker didn't add.
Oh, that is weird. Okay. Yeah, the Joker did not add. So that's a hit and a raise.
All right, so we're going to drop Argent Agony and add in Ghost Bullet this time, which provides 6 more AP.
6 more AP. But okay. Oh, I see what you're.
In addition to Argent Agony, which will
Right, gotcha. Okay, I got it.
attack its vulnerability. Now, should I add since it wasn't adding the Joker, I am going to add a +2 just to make sure
just to be sure.
this comes off right.
Nice.
All right, all bullets hit with a
Look at that.
raise.
Now, but I did forget to click shooting, which gives me that -2 recoil, so it is just an 11. 11, a 7, and a 6.
They're all still raises. Well, no, the 7 I guess wouldn't. The 7 and the 6 wouldn't, would they? Yeah, go ahead. Just,
Yeah, we can use a +1 to get the second one to raise. So it'll be 2 normal hits.
I'm not that concerned about it. Let's
Okay.
just roll damage. Click raise.
The first one with a raise and -6 AP.
Okay, that is 2 wounds. The creature can't soak any further, so the first one is actually enough to basically as your bullets tear through its ethereal form, you see it sort of dissipate and like cobwebs in a strong breeze, and just sort of turns and scatters. And
If
a
you can call out to
slow
her.
clap starts from the edge of from over by your horses.
Rest down.
Clayton.
We'll give you a proper burial.
Clayton, you're up.
So I look over at the Sallow Jack as he's heading towards us. I'm gonna close the distance towards him. And I'm gonna go, just what the hell are you doing out here?
Following you. Keeping tabs, you might say.
What's your game? What's your deal here?
Trying to figure out me while I'm trying to figure out you.
What might
He
you
looks
make
around.
of men who drop shotgun butts on the heads of crying women?
Yeah, that was something new. Did not figure you for those sort of folks. But maybe you knew something was up that I hadn't guessed at just yet. He kind of
Brief aside, her hands
he
run
raises
through my
he
lariat.
raises his hands away from his gun belt and starts walking towards you guys. Parlay. Anyone say
Got
Just
time
anything?
cough
for
up
that?
blood.
Yeah, I'm still on
You
the
should see to
ground.
your friend there.
Bob certainly heads over to Jim. Maybe hits up his horse first. He has a doctor's bag. He's not too skilled at using it, but he'll bring it on over to Jim.
How close do you let him walk before you raise your guns at him?
I think right about there is where I'd draw my Colt and say, not one step further.
He stops, nods his head, and he goes, "You can wait till your friend's taken care of."
So I'll go attend to Amy.
And I'm going to end the combat encounter for the moment. As we drop out of rounds, he sits there. All right, so Walsh, you say you don't have any healing per se?
Not per se, but I do have a doctor's bag back at Ponakamita.
Okay, well, you may attempt to make an unskilled healing roll to see if you can patch up any of Amy's burns which is what appears to have been happening. It looks almost like she is suffering some sort of chemical burn. He was suffering some sort of chemical burn all over their body.
Does a doctor's bag provide any bonuses, or does it just allow this?
It allows you to make a roll without further penalties.
Excellent.
Benny.
0.
0.
Why did you
right,
roll? Because you rolled a 2. Yeah.
All right, we'll spend a personal Benny on this one. Come on, boy. A lot of nothing.
He goes, "You need some help,
Another group Benny.
Bob?"
Get one more shot if you can.
All right, group Benny it is. Come on, Jem. Come on, stay with us.
There it is.
All right, that is an 8, which is a success and a raise, which is enough to heal up Jem 2 wounds. You'll still have 1 when this is all said and done, but it's better than having 3. You're right. You pull out some salve for the burns, some little aloe from a piece of cactus kept in a jar in order to kind of like cool off the burned areas, and wrap it up with some bandages and plaster.
I apologize for the extra bandages. You look a bit like an Egyptian mummy.
I don't care how I look. I just care I'm still breathing. Thanks, Morrow. You done saved my life.
He looks to Sallow Jack. Who knows how long that's gonna last? Don't thank us yet.
That's weird. All those that compendium that I had just kind of vanished on me. Strange. All right, so you're tending to Amy over there, right?
Yeah. How many wounds does Amy currently have?
None.
Amy, no wounds.
Okay.
He just had
Very mentally distraught.
He was very close to having a heart attack, but no physical marks on him whatsoever.
Okay.
So you rush over to him and you're like, to see what you can do to help him. And what do you say, Amy?
I'm just there, still on the ground, just shaking, just kind of shaking, breathing heavily. Yeah, I did call out tomorrow, so I'm kind of looking a little bit over that way, seeing that things have settled, and see Clayton come over. What, Clayton, what did I do?
Well, you shot that woman who was possessed, and it seems to have some kind of effect on you. I guess that says something good about you. Something like that bothering you this much.
Yeah. Oh. How's Jem?
Morrow took care of him.
Looks like we got company.
Yep. I'll see about him here in just a minute. You okay?
Yeah. I'll be fine. Go ahead. Let's take care of a stranger.
All right. Well, I will offer Amy a hand to get up off the ground.
I try to like wipe it off on my pants. Just a blood muddy mess there, and reciprocate, allowing him to help me stand up, and just kind of stand there for a moment.
I just clap you on the shoulder and go, remember Sioux territory? You were down to your last revolver and it fell apart in your hands? At least this time you have your guns.
That's why I stick to the long rifles.
Jack just stands there calmly, waiting for you folks to gather yourselves. Looking over at Amy. Found that interesting. Sorry, not Amy. He's looking over at Jem. He's like, it's mighty interesting. That creature went after you like that. You ever seen one of them
I don't-
before?
I don't know what happened. I never seen anything like that before.
Creature. Just ghost, no? Spirit?
Spirit, yeah. I reckon that's what you call a weeping widow. Ghost of a person that their family killed. And died shortly thereafter in their own anguish. She's hanging out here, it's probably where it happened. You discomporilated her essence, but she'll be back. Unless you can get someone who knows the proper rituals out here, banish her for good. Capable of possession, but only women. He cocks an eyebrow over at Jem.
Jem kind of flushes a little bit and stands up real quick and kind of dust themselves off. I don't
Well,
I
I
don't
guess that's
understand.
why that ghost wasn't able to take on Jim.
Must be.
Or any
Thanks,
of us,
Amy.
for that matter.
Must
Yeah.
be.
He kind of turns his attention away from Jem, kind of like sniffs the air, and he goes, there's more dead bodies nearby. More than that one. She's been working this hill for a while.
So you're saying she comes around? She was coming around even before I put her through?
Oh, that woman you killed was probably her most recent possession.
Well, I admit I fell for it. Just trying to be kindly. I guess Deadlands ain't really the place or the time.
So we seem to be at somewhat of an impasse here. You don't trust me. I don't necessarily trust you. But I'm leaning in that direction.
Just what are you after exactly?
Well, that's the thing. I kind of want to know what you're after. Before I tell you my life story.
We asked him about Captain Jack, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean.
But, he needs it. It looks like he's waiting for some sort of confirmation that you guys are out here doing.
Like we told you last time, we're seeking out Captain Jack. Whoever's involved in all these strange deaths throughout Mount Missoula.
Can you do it without killing women? Just straight up
That-
murdering folk?
That was my idea. I was trying to knock her out, and it didn't exactly work the way I wanted it to. But now
Possession's
I'm thinking she
hard.
would have killed us anyway.
Well, yeah. Possession is a hard thing to fight. This poor girl kind of nudges, kind of walks over around you guys and over the bodies. This poor girl, I figure, just wasn't strong enough.
I've seen someone suffer. Uh, just couldn't strike right, and just for some reason, I just wanted that pain to end for her.
Well, it's over now, that's for sure. Stands up.
So what are you
Well,
after?
Well, I care about what's going on in Missoula. I want to put a stop to it. But I want to do it the right way. I want to get rid of the spirits, save the flesh. How's that sound?
That
Sounds too
Sounds
good to
about
be
too good to be
true.
true.
Right.
Jinx, you owe me a whiskey.
I'll make it a double.
All right. Yeah, maybe it is good to be too good to be true, but what are your options?
Why can't we keep going there the way we've been going? We know
Because
Bob
I know
Morrow
what's
can't
going on. I just don't
Do
have
you
a
now?
good. Yeah,
Why are
I
you keeping your
do.
cards so close to your chest?
Because because I thought you might be folk who could help. But then I see you beating a woman to death on a mountain trail, and I begin to have second thoughts.
Well, you certainly understand that you have to understand that we have some information towards what's going on. Otherwise, we might be a little bit farther along than you are yourself, given you're following us.
You figured out where Captain Williams is?
Who?
Have you figured out where Captain Williams can be
You can't
found?
see it obviously, but
Oh.
very sarcastic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's one up on me.
And what do you want with Captain
Point.
Williams?
Well, the way I figure it, Captain Williams is the only thing that can stop Cyrus Skinner from killing more folk back in Missoula. But Cyrus Skinner ain't the whole story.
Last time we spoke, you made it sound like you've been walking around this earth a hell of a long time. Were you there when it happened?
Hellgate? No.
Yeah.
No.
You've
Kinda
been
like
back since.
But you can goes kind of reaches up to his shirt and pulls back. You can see this big red scar across his throat. He goes, but I've met Williams in the past.
Can we confer off to the side where he cannot hear us? Can we ask for a
You
moment?
can try. You don't know what he can hear.
Oh man, he's got supernatural hearing. Listen, y'all. I don't got the best feeling about this, but whatever's gonna make it so more people don't lose their lives over there in Missoula, some tells me that might be the right idea.
I'm in line with that. Clayton had it right when he described this one as walking the earth for a while, but in case it ain't clear, he ain't been breathing all that time.
I'm actually gonna walk, like, get closer to Sallow Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna look him right in his cold, dead eyes and say, "Is this a vendetta?"
It's a story of a vendetta. Just ain't mine. I come to terms with what happened. But my darling wife has not.
I don't understand much about spirits, corpses walking, or dark forces. But revenge. I understand revenge.
I can see it in your eyes.
And I'll offer it, I'll put my gun away and I offer him my hand and I go, "You help, or we help you with this. And I got something I might need your help with in the future."
Give me a persuasion roll.
All right.
Get it?
Oh!
Ooh.
Hitting a raise. He looks at you, puts out his hand into yours, and says, "Pleased to meet you. My name's Jack Slade."
Clayton R. MacTaggart.
And he goes, he turns to the rest of you folks and he says, "Your friends in agreement?"
How about it, fellas?
Jem walks forward and offers their hand.
That name sounds real
all right.
familiar when he says Jack Slade. Everybody can give me a notice roll. Or a common knowledge roll, I'm sorry. Oh, so many dice all over the place. All right, so Bob, no clue. Let's see.
Just Amy, looks like.
Yeah, Jim rolled a 2. Clayton rolled a 3. Amy, hitting a raise. Amy, you've met another Slade in Missoula. She was the one mopping your brow when you woke up in the hospital.
Virginia?
Virginia Slade. And with that, we'll take our first break of the evening.
Oh man! I'm in trouble.
Jim Collusion.
Quick. Yes. Open your eyes. We've arrived, my friends. To a place of such abundance and beauty, like none have ever seen before. Misty Mountain Gaming has all you could ever need for your tabletop role-playing accessories. Metal dice, acrylic dice, dice trays, and many other tabletop role-playing accessories can be found within the halls of MistyMountainGaming.com. The forge is always hot. The tanners and tailors always working to create new and improved equipment for adventurers such as yourselves. And just for joining us on this journey, take 10% off of your entire cart with the coupon code VALOR at checkout, saving you a little extra gold for that tankard of ale waiting for you at the inn. So grab what you need and start your journey now by heading to mistymountaingaming.com, where you too can find the treasure of a lifetime.
And we are back. Hi, folks. Well, last we left off, you guys had finally made some sort of tentative pact with Sallow Jack, and then learned his true identity, that of Jack Slade, husband to Virginia Slade, the widow Slade back in Missoula. Or, how that situation all works out is, of course, an interesting topic. Let's see if our heroes find out any more, are brave enough to broach that subject as we return. So, I'm going to say while during the break there, after the handshaking and whatnot, Slade kind of takes a little loop around the scene, informs you that there's 4 more bodies up on the upper ridge north of the wagon, along with the horse to the wagon, which appears to also have been killed. He seems to have a sense for where the dead bodies are. And he turns back to you and he says, we can leave them for the buzzards. We can make sure they're properly buried. Perhaps some words can be said, even.
I think that
I
would.
promised her a proper rest, and I'll make sure she gets it. But now, like you said about Missoula, you're interested in getting rid of the spirits and preserving the body.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can do for that widow? The Weeper, I think you called it? Or is this
alright.
more of a...
He looks down at her
priestly
and he
thing?
goes, well, I don't think this girl's coming back, but we can certainly bury her and say something nice. As for the weeping widow, you need to bring someone out here with a little bit more touch on the big man and call upon him. Not exactly my area of expertise.
Regretfully not mine either, but sure do wish we could prevent this from happening again.
Yeah. Well, you know where it is. Come back with the right tools. In my...
No need to insult those religious ones like that.
Because in my experience, dissipating one of these things usually means get a good week or so of peace before they can recombobulate. Technical term, mind you.
Along with de-etherealized? I'm going to write that one in my journal tonight. I think that's what you said.
So, and you got a shovel?
We had one as...
He starts tearing.
evidence.
He starts tearing through the wagon, looking for stuff. Finds something that kind of will at least make do with the shovel. And he says, "Funny thing. I think that them folk back down at the trading post, I think they knew about her. That's my guess. This wagon seems mighty picked over, don't you think?"
You said that fell at the trading post?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Jack.
He's a
Did you
pretty
say
odd
there?
fella.
Jack, did you say there's 4 bodies up on that hill?
Yeah.
I look over at Morrow and I say, "Hey, Bob. 4 saddles, 4 bodies."
As convenient as that may be, I still hope that's not the case. Ain't no cause for You mind if I take a look first?
He directs you up. He directs you up the ridge. He says, "Up there, over to the left. I can smell the blood."
I hope I can see it on their clothes.
You head on up there, look around, dragged off to one side, kind of like thrown behind a fallen log and some brush. You see 4 bodies, all badly burned, with the same sort of acid chemical burns that Jem had. But what the tattered remains of their clothing, it's all recognizable Mountie uniforms.
Rips off his hat and tosses it to the ground. Bites his tongue not to cuss. Drops to one knee.
Long story short,
Eventually,
sorry. As he's doing that
eventually
up there,
comes back. Their blood's on me. We're gonna dig these graves right.
you guys set to digging out the graves. It takes most of the afternoon. It's really hard to tell. It feels like night up here in the mountain pass. Thunder still rolling, peeling across the cliffs. You can ask any questions while you're doing the digging for information. Jack
So
seems
I,
talkative.
I kind of try to dig sort of over near where Jack is, and after we kind of settle into a nice kind of pace, all of us together, I attempt to make small talk, and I say, you said your last name was Slade. Any relation to Virginia Slade back in town, the Brewis?
Well, it was my name first. She's the one who took it.
I see. She know you're back in town, or?
No. I didn't have the heart to let her see me like this. I made her life a hell towards the end. I was hoping she'd let me go. But Missoula ain't the only place that she's been trying to seek out revenge in my name. She cut a swath across Montana looking for Captain Williams. Waking up all sorts of nasty things.
I see. Well, what if there were someone who could perhaps try to help her move on? Would you be opposed to such a person stepping in?
He stops the digging and kind of turns to look at you, and he says, he pauses for a second and goes, Virginia always said that there was no man that could release me. You might do. Goes back to digging.
Fucking.
Jem takes a break from the digging and excuses themselves off to the side for a minute to deal with their bruised ego.
And as we're digging, I'll look over at Sallow Jack and say, so I guess it takes something mighty big, like a vendetta or some kind of desired blood to pull a man out of Boot Hill. Is that correct?
You looking for my sad tale, Mr. MacTaggart?
Well, you don't want to tell your tale, that's fine. I'm more worried about what's coming out of that graveyard after me.
I was a man who did not take well to retirement. After I was cut loose from building the stagecoach, helping put together the Pony Express, and being lead foreman for the U.S. Mail, I was set free due to a labor dispute from my men, and came out here to Montana to find a new line of work. Virginia and I, we joined the gold miners, the river panners in Virginia City. You know, did good work there. I helped the folks. I made sure that everyone had supplies. I was good at that. Good team leader. I was good at moving supplies. It was my job in my life. But I was also a man prone to falling into a sort of dark depression from time to time. I'd drink. When I drank, the rage. The thing that made me a fearsome defender of life and property out on the rails and in the stagecoach. That crawled up inside me. Made me difficult. Made me a different man. So the good folk of Virginia City, they couldn't take it any longer. I'd start too many fights. Mostly because I knew I could win. And there wasn't anyone brave enough to stand against me. It took the whole town and the Vigilance Committee to put an end to that. They strung me up for disturbing the peace. At least that's what they called it. In reality, it was they killed me before I could kill any of them. I begged, not for my life, but just to give them enough time, just to hold off so Virginia could be there. They did not wait for her to arrive. It was a cold winter, and I could not be buried. So while they were waiting for the ice to thaw, they stuffed me in a tank full of alcohol to keep the body. Virginia sat with me all winter. I could hear her calling, her cries, her weeping. When finally spring came and there was rough enough earth where I could be buried, she did that. And then went back to her home. I was hoping she'd stay there and leave me to rest. But she didn't. She came back. Years later, she had picked up new tricks, new talents, and a burning hatred for Captain John Williams. I want to end this. But I want her to get out of it. I want her to be free. I'm ready to move on.
What's her role in all this?
Virginia always had a bit of the sight. Her family has always been sensitive to things. I think she went back to whatever medicine women that she knew back in Kansas. Learned what they could teach her. And she's been using those talents to wake up spirits and the like. To do her bidding. To seek out those who might know where her enemies are hiding.
People like Morgan Bennett.
I tried to warn Morgan. Tried to convince him to get out of town, but I couldn't exactly say what. I didn't want to find my Virginia shot down. Witchcraft.
What gets her out of this, Jack?
I think what we need to do, first of all, is deal with one problem at a time. We need to get rid of Cyrus Skinner and his henchmen. Put an end to them, and then we deal with my wife.
Is that her doing? Them coming back?
Yeah,
So
I figure it is.
what stops her from raising someone else? Keep this going.
Well, she's got to have the right people to raise. And I don't know. I didn't have until now one key piece of the puzzle. Captain Williams. With Captain Williams and you and me working together, I figure we got a shot at this. Now, I admit I don't have the whole plan in my vision at the moment. Kind of playing it by ear. But I figure we can talk to her straight in some way that she can, I don't know, accept that she doesn't need to seek vengeance for me anymore. I think that'd be good. Maybe
Can we
you
be
folk-
sure that? Can we be sure that you're not just after Williams yourself?
No, you
To
cannot.
appease to the missus?
I can tell you that I don't, that I'm not that way, but I'm not sure you can believe me. I wouldn't. The man strung me up for disturbing the peace. A lesser man would want vengeance for that. But I can assure you I am not a lesser. Believe me or not.
If all this help we can give Jack over here can help us save Virginia from herself, I'd say I'm interested. Everybody deserves a second chance. It sounds like she ain't really had a proper first one.
Well, who's gonna say the words as he pats the last bit of dirt on top of the graves? Pretty sure no one's listening to me.
I might start. I'd say you all might know that it's possible to not have much regard for what a man might be doing or goals that men might be pursuing, but that doesn't mean you don't respect the men themselves. These men were here because they believed what they were doing was right. For all I know, they might not have been wrong. Can't say I bear no grudges against them for what they were doing. And I apologize that things came to what they did. Can't say I'll be sure to make up for this, but certainly hope that their passing wasn't in vain.
Amen. All right. Well, the storm does not look like it's going to let up. I say we get back on the road. All right.
The rest of you,
Well,
as I address my three counterparts, continuing on forward with my new friend here.
I'd say so.
only way. Back before a week's up, maybe see to some markers for these gentlemen.
Mr.
In the
Slade,
Yeah.
seeing as you aren't of this world, well, you sort of are. Is there anything special we need to do to take care of you, in case there's any trouble? Are you going to follow the same way as everyone else?
No. Dead is a temporary thing for folk like me. If I fall, you head on, I'll catch up. He reaches up and rips out a tooth out of his mouth. Walks over to Jem. Holds it out to you. Keep this on you. I can find you.
I thank you, sir. I put it in like a little like leather thong that I have that has some other like coins and things like that, and I keep it close to my chest, close to my heart.
Questionable
Alright.
decision, but okay.
As we kind of move along and head in that direction, I'll ride next to Slade and say, now, I don't know what you think about this, but the way I see it, 4 of us are the show cards. You're the ace in the hole. I think you ought to hang back once we get there. Don't want to show him too much of what we know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure if Captain Williams gets a glimpse of me, that could end his long life right there. I got no problem hiding in the bushes while you make your acquaintances.
I'll be hiding there with you, Mr. Slade.
It
Don't
would be
want
a
you to get
pleasure to.
lonely.
It will be a pleasure to have your company, Mr. Haddock. First, we got to make it through this mountain. I'm not sure you folks can see what I see. We are not alone out here. These hills have strange memory. His eyes seem to flash in the dark light. I expect you will find more than you bargained for before we get out of it. He goes back. He kind of like walks down the hill a bit, into the darkness, and you at first it just seems like he just disappears. Like the spur, you hear the spurs kind of ching 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 off into the fog, and then you don't hear any. And then you hear them coming back, and he leads a coal black horse out of the fog, almost like it's manifesting out of the shadows themselves. But it's a real horse when it gets. He mounts up. He says, "Well, let's go."
How about Moonlight? And take a swig from my flask.
He says, "I can see the trail, I think, better than the rest of you." He kind of takes the lead and starts riding up into the hills.
I stick close.
What's the marching order? With Slade up in front.
I'll be right behind him, if not just off to the one of his sides.
Okay.
I'll flank Amy a little bit behind.
Okay.
I have Jack while I'm reloading.
And then is it Clayton Jem or Jem Clayton?
I guess I'll cover the rear.
Okay.
I feel safe sandwiched in the middle with my wound.
Yeah. All right. As you go riding on, I'm going to have Jem make a spirit check. Any minute now. So we're waiting for that to show up. There it is. All right, 4. You can feel this mountain pass feels familiar. You get the same sort of sensations as you're riding along as you did out over in Council. Like the veil here is thinner in many of the same ways. You feel out there through the fog and the darkness, there are other things waiting to catch your attention. And you're not sure you want to give it.
I let everybody kind of know that I'm feeling this kind of auspicious vibe and say, all right, boys, go ahead and keep your eyes straight ahead. Don't go staring off into them trees.
And with that advice, we'll see if everybody immediately fails to do what you say. Amy, we're going to start with you. Give me a spirit check. Hey, you can hear a voice call out to you. It's her. It's Susanna, right? Yeah, Susanna. She calls out to you. Amy. It hurts. But your spirit is strong enough that you don't turn to look.
Let's try and shrug it off. Keep focused on Jack.
Walsh. Give me a spirit check. Or Morrow. Sorry, I keep. Oh yeah. As you're riding along, you hear the snuffling of something large. Its hoofbeats riding along just behind your right ear. Its hot breath blowing on your neck. And it says, I will destroy everything you care for. I will find them all and grind them into the ground. But your spirit is strong, and you don't look. Bringing up the rear. Clay, give me a spirit check.
Alrighty.
You hear a voice. You hear another horse kind of trot up alongside you. A voice that's very familiar. The man you used to ride with. He goes, why are you here? You know where he is. Kill him. Can't believe you turned yeller like this and ride away from the man who killed us. But you make your spirit check, and you do not engage. And soon, the fever seems to pass. As does the hill, the rise. Realize you're going downhill. Eventually, the mist begins to thin, and the storm sounds like it trails off into the distance. Until you can barely hear the rumbles. And as the cool breeze whips across, you realize you're no longer in the foothills of the pass. You're actually now moving out into a wide prairie, a valley, hidden, nestled, tucked away in these mountain peaks. You come across a river. Slade pulls up his horse and says, I think it's safe. You can stop here for the night. Get a campfire going. You can find the farm you're looking for in the morning. It should be easier to spot with that. I'll keep watch. If you trust me.
Oh, I'll join you. I ain't feeling too tired.
Plus, we always have 2 watchers when we go out camping. It's kind of a policy of ours.
Fine by me.
Yourself not need much sleep, Mr. Slade?
Yeah, sometimes it's good to rest your eyes. Refurbishes the will. Give yourself a little bit of rest, or you stay up too long, even if you don't need to. The mind plays tricks on you. You begin to see things that ain't there. Begin to have conversations with a little voice in your head. But I don't need as much sleep as you, that's for sure. So, I guess I'll get a campfire.
I'll gather twigs and things like that, just kind of silently reflecting on everything I've learned this evening.
And you guys set up camp, unless there's any specific questions. conversations that any of you intend to have, or each other during the watch?
Jim,
Anything?
how you feeling?
Feeling a little beat down there, Amy. I've seen better days. That was one hell of a close call.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that back there. I couldn't stand to see her like that.
Reminded me of my mama. Back in Hellgate.
I didn't do much. What was she like?
Beautiful. Very proud. Long, beautiful hair. Gorgeous smile. Remember every time my dad would ride back in from being out, soldiers, they'd always embrace. Got nothing but good memories. The only thing I thought tonight was, at least if I die, I'll go see both of them. Get my sweet reward, you know?
Well, that would be nice. I got somebody waiting for me, but I think as parents do, they would want best for you, and I would, if I could, I would ask them permission for a little bit more time with you here with me.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I'm glad I got good people riding by my side.
I'll do the best to do the same too.
I'm kind of like, I take my hat off and kind of cover my face and cry a little bit.
Marshal,
I
are
kinda fall.
we in watch right now?
Yeah, sure. It seems like a time the two of you could have a conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I'm kind of embarrassed. Like I kind of cover my tears a little bit.
You need some sleep, Jim?
I could use some sleep. I think maybe I'll wake up better in the morning.
Well, we can get to it. Let's see if the other two are up for a round. So I'm right there with you. It's been a long day. Just kind of going, assuming here that we've allowed Clayton and Morrow to get their rest as needed here, and just kind of go get them up. I don't want to leave Jack alone for sure. So whether it's one or two of them,
Right.
Two
All
sounds
right.
good. I think
So,
Bob
Clayton-
would take the chance to talk to Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton and Morrow, you keep the second watch, or third watch, maybe.
Yeah.
Any conversation the two of you have?
Well, that's 4 more to my tally. Like I said, I good luck for anyone.
And what makes you think it was your responsibility that the Mounties died out here?
Man on the run's got to be responsible for where his shadow falls. Fortunately, it fell on them.
Blade is just sort of laying out like a plank of wood against a fallen log, hat over his face. But you get the sensation that he's still listening to you folk talking. He goes, "Which was it? Someone you killed or someone you refused to?
It was the ones that couldn't kill. Not with bullets, mind you, but lack of food, lack of protection, lack of shelter, lack of culture, ultimately a lack of respect. And I walked. Still not sure it was the right choice. And today didn't help.
Men die. No reason why you have to be a part of it.
I hope so. But, well, we'll see where the tally ends once the work is done.
So what's
Mara.
this?
Oh.
Sorry. Go on.
Mara, you know as well as I do that we both walked away from things we didn't believe in. Things we weren't willing to fight for. These
At
deaths ain't
least
on
you're
your
walking
hands.
towards something.
Morrow, I'm walking from pissing my life away and killing people who got in my way and tried to dampen my good time to walking over to killing one more person. I've lived by the sword for damn near 15 years, and sword's probably gonna take me away too. We ain't the same. Don't think you're a bad man. 'Cause you ain't.
Coming from you, I do appreciate that. I'm hoping I can prove it. And I'm hoping you come to terms with that sword before it takes you, whether or not you find that man. You up for some beans?
I'm always up for some beans.
And with that, eventually, morning comes. You guys can roll up your rucksacks, resaddle your horses, start out looking for this farm that you were told about. And I'm going to say we'll make it real quick and easy. You spend, like I said, not very long. A little bit of the early morning, about a couple hours riding, following the river. Farms usually like to set up near rivers, ample access to water and all that sort of thing. Eventually you spot the only structure you can see in this valley, at least within anywhere near the exit of the pass. You come up to a low hill, and Slade kind of stops and says, "I guess this is about as far as I'm." You three, you go talk to Mr. Williams, or whatever he calls himself now, and tell him that it's his fault that my Virginia can't rest. He owes it to her to find peace. That's the best argument. That's the argument I would make if I could be there. All right.
Bob will approach Amy. Amy, your smile's brighter than mine. Tough to see beneath this mustache, anyways. Why don't I stay here, and you continue on. Happy to look after Jack just the same way you would. I'll respect if you want it to be you, but
If
me and
that's what
Panacamito
you
will be
wish.
fine here.
I just want to keep a set of eyes on him.
2 white ones rather than red and white.
Hopefully, Mr. Williams doesn't show too much concern over that. But
You play cards, Mr. Morrow?
I'm always happy to learn if you care to teach.
Well,
I think I might have a deck here.
I bet you do.
nice.
All right, so the three of you go riding on down into the valley further towards this farm. How are you going to approach the farm? It appears to be growing. On the outside, you see corn and wheat. Wheat seems to be the prominent here, or barley, something like that. And maybe some small vegetable farm, kind of like clumped up alongside one side of the house. You see there's a corral of horses behind that. A small head of cow, maybe like 15. Captain Williams seems pretty well set.
Would I know that a establishment of this size, would it need more than one individual to keep it going, manage it, operate it?
I think a family could run this sort of place. It'd be a bit much for one guy.
Okay. And then do we see any other human activity?
Yeah, it's late enough in the morning. See folk are out and about. You see a woman feeding some chickens out by the coop, and kind of stops and turns and kind of stares off into the distance in your direction as the riders are coming. You see her motion off to it, and you see a couple of children go running past. They can see you coming.
Jim, you wanna take point?
Yeah, I could do that. I think I'm gonna keep like my weapons on me, but I don't think I'm gonna have anything in my hands as we walk,
Right.
knowing that this person has been a slave to his temper in the past, if you will.
As you get close enough to call out to the farm, you see the woman and the children seem to disappear from the out in front of the house. They kind of move into the house, and as you get a little bit closer, a man comes out onto the porch. He's got a rifle, but he sets it down against the post within his arm, within reach, but he's not holding it as you guys come riding up, just placing it where it can be seen. And he calls out to you and he says, "Hello. Don't see folk riding through this valley much. Can I offer you some water?"
Howdy, sir. Yeah, I think we could do it smarter. It's taken quite a lot out of us to get over here and see you.
See me. What'd you come out here for?
We'd like to have a word, Captain Williams.
A look of fear kind of washes across his face. He goes,
I take my hat off so he can see I'm earnest.
yeah, he goes, my name's Davis. Perhaps you're looking for someone else.
But head and take your company and your water all the same.
Freely offered. Leads, points over to a trough. Says, I'll get one of my boys to get the pump going. One of his sons comes out. There appears to be 13 or so. He tells him to go get a bucket, and he goes over to where they have a little crank pump, and it starts getting it ready, and then until the water starts coming out, and they start filling up the trough for the horses. He goes, so where are you heading after this?
I think right back to
Oh, you
back
got
to
kind
Missoula.
of clipped up there for a second. Say it again.
I kind of just turn to the guys and say, "What do you reckon, boys? Going back to Missoula?"
Yep, I believe so.
Missoula, fine place. I hear it's getting big. Haven't been there in a while.
Or is, especially now that everybody from Hellgate's moved on there. You know
Boys
anything
always
about
want.
that?
Because no, that was I think that was 20 years ago. So my
You've been out
boys,
here
they've been one.
long?
Yeah, about 15 years, give or take. My boys, they've been wanting me to take them down to Missoula and see the train.
Getting lots of activity lately. Definitely a good time to do so. Things coming and going.
Don't get much word from Missoula. How have things been?
Funnily enough,
Things
we
been-
actually have a message for you from Missoula.
What would that be?
Oh, there's an old friend of yours who's there in town looking for you.
Seems to get less friendly. See his jaw sort of set. Any friend I got, they know where to find me.
Oh, this one's been quite indisposed for the past 20 years or so. Maybe you remember his name. And I get real close and keep my voice down so just everyone on the porch and him can hear it, and I say, fella by the name of Cyrus Skinner. Looking for you.
He turns to the boy that was out there, and he says, "That's enough. You can go inside."
Got an eye on his hands and where the rifle's at.
Once the kid goes inside, he turns back to you and he goes, "I don't know who you are. I'm asking you to leave my family alone, to ride out the way you came. Put that all behind me."
Others have not, unfortunately. And they're
He
not going to
looks-
stop until.
You see him kind of like his hands have begun to shake a little bit, and he reaches into his shirt pocket and he pulls out a small brown glass bottle. He opens it up, twists the cap off of it, and takes a small swig from it before putting the cap. Does not look like your standard flask. It looks something more like you see you get it from a doctor at some. Seems to calm him.
You might want to rethink your request. We all get that your family is important to you. What family ain't? But so are the lives being lost back in Missoula, thanks to you. Caught up to you, sir.
God damn. You know, I got up this morning. I actually didn't think about it for a change. He walks, he kind of like storms off in a direction for a minute. Doesn't get very far. He kind of stops. Cyrus Skinner is dead. I know. I was there. I put the bullet in him myself when he wouldn't die.
And I'll close the distance. And Cyrus Skinner is still dead. Yet he's walking around asking about you.
Give me a persuasion check. All right. And with that, we are going to start an extended test here. Where the three of you have to convince him that this is all real and actually going on. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm just going to add you the three of you quickly here to the board so I have guys to add into the fight, so to speak. Boom. As if this were a combat. You're going to start one chip up, and you need to collect. I'm going to give you 3 rounds to collect. What's the math on this again? 9 successes. Each you can use any skill that you can justify, but obviously persuasion is the big one. You're going to start one chip up because before the deal of these cards, and keep track of them. Oh, that's I got to fix that number. So, boom, there's the first chip. And yeah, and let's deal cards here. All right, so with that, Clayton, he turned when you say that he's still alive. He turns to look at you, bewildered and uncertain. He goes, "What do you mean he's still alive?"
I'm gonna try intimidation this time.
Well, let me hear.
Know if...
No,
I'm sorry.
Go on. You were gonna say?
Just maybe this will allow me to use intimidation, but I'll look him in the eyes and say real quietly, "I didn't say he was alive, but he's walking around looking for you. And we found you. So it stands to reason that sometime he'll find you. He'll come out here. And based on what I know what you did to him, and I'll look back at the farmhouse, he may do something to you. Or them.
All right, give me that intimidation roll. All right, that is another success. Freeman, you'd be up next.
I decide to kind of go in with my good Marshal. And I just kind of look at him and I say, listen, sir, I'm somebody who's traveled all over these United States, and I got to tell you something. The hell you done brought down on the people of Missoula ain't like nothing I ever seen before. You got a debt to pay, and I suggest, for the sake of your family, you go ahead and pay it.
All right, persuasion. And that is a success. Haddock.
You've been given another chance. And all we're doing here is asking you to allow anyone else on Mr. Skinner's list to have a chance as well. Right these wrongs. Let those that ache for things you've done in the past to get over that.
All right, give me a persuasion roll. That's a success. Round 2. Oh, hey, very nice. You guys get a pull the black joker, which means everybody gets a Benny. Make sure that you got bennies. No clubs pulled yet, so no additional hiccups in your arguments. Or you can keep up with any of these same things, certainly. And he goes, "Look, I'm an old man. My hand is not as steady as it used to be. What do you expect me to do when I get there?"
Well, I reckon it's on you to answer for the crimes that you committed against these innocent people. You know your heart was in the right place when you started, but I think even you admit that you went far beyond where you needed to go in your vigilance over the town.
Give me a persuasion roll. That's a success. But he does counter with like, I don't know what you remember, or if you ever met Cyrus Skinner, but that was not an innocent. He rode with a cannibal, a man who bragged about eating. He was guilty of the crimes that we sentenced him. No matter what happened later, Cyrus Skinner's death was righteous. Clayton, you have the next go.
Cyrus Skinner is just one piece of this puzzle. He's just a pawn in this. There's someone else you wronged before him. Someone else who brought this hell upon us and raised that bad, bad man from his grave.
I will say, just for the sake of clarity, as far as you can tell, that happened towards the end of the Reign of Terror, the Vigilance Committee. Slade died towards the end.
Gotcha.
Okay, just for a timeline's sake, and for everybody there out there at home. All right, give me a persuasion, or are you going for a persuasion or more intimidation?
Persuasion.
Okay.
Once it pops up here, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a success. Haddock.
Mr. Williams, we've been all over this county. And Skinner and his hooded men have been chasing anyone down to get to you. They've gone out to my farm. We went back to Hellgate. We saw the graves of these men that shallow dug. And they were still in there. Skeletons. But know for certain that it was them that came after us on the farm.
All right, give me a persuasion.
And I'm Benny that.
Yeah, certainly. That's a success.
Take that.
Because I believe that you believe in what you saw. But that don't make no sense. My boys, they were not very experienced when we rode into Hellgate. The ropes that we hung them with weren't the best. I had to personally go through and put a bullet in each one of them and once they were strung up, just to finish the job. But I know they were dead. We saw to it. Last round. Jim, still same order. You go first.
I'm going to sneak off at the end of that round as well, if I
Okay.
may. I'm going to say, pardon me, and I'm going to head off.
Okay.
I look at him, and I kind of take a minute, and I go into my pocket, and I pull out that scrap of burlap that we found at the carnival site, like the festival camp, the festival grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of look at him and I say, "Does this look familiar? This is a piece of sackcloth, just like the one you put over their heads when you strung them up. Been seeing this all over town, next to the bodies of men associated with the murder of those people. People who buried them, people who knew them. That blood's on your hands, no matter what you say."
Ooh.
I'm gonna spend a Benny.
Okay. That was a 2 for the folks at home. Spending a Benny and getting a 5, which is...
Joker additions are not being added, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What did they roll there? Yeah, I gotta remember. That Joker...
It wouldn't have changed it last round.
Oh,
No, it would
you're
not.
right, you're right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just a
because
4.
I'm also at a -1 because of my wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled a 5. That gets reduced down to a 4 because of your wound, because of the burns and the marks on you make you look a little bit more suspicious than normal. But still a success. That is, you're one success away from convincing him to come out of retirement, so to speak. takes another big, long swig from that bottle in his coat, in his shirt pocket. The nerves creeping up on him as he's beginning to realize your argument is convincing. Clayton, you're going next.
So I'm assuming that I saw. Well, Amy excused himself, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of where Amy's going. I think this will end up being the final piece we need. So what I'm gonna do, I very slowly reach out, put my hand on his shoulder, and look him in the eyes, and I say, "Keep that bottle handy, and brace yourself for what you're about to see."
Okay. Persuasion roll to be sort of soothing. Oh, 6. 6. 2. 14. That's a success and 2 raises, I believe. So that would be 9 a success plus 1, and I put him 2 more. All right, so he's not sure what you're talking about, but he braces himself. Amy, you have one more action in this round.
I've trotted off. I ran off to catch back up. If time and distance allows, to
Yeah.
Bob and Mr. Slade.
These are not real rounds. These are like
Okay.
These are just these cover like long stretches of time, about 10 minutes of conversation.
So yeah, I'll
roughly.
come upon Slade and Morrow. Gentlemen,
Okay.
how are we doing out here?
Well,
Mr. Morrow's a cheater
lost
at
more than I
cards.
won.
I know he's been cheating. He's been losing, but he's been cheating to lose, which I find mighty suspicious.
Well, maybe figure that out some other time. I know, Mr. Slade, that you had intended to keep your distance from Mr. Williams, but we're having a tough time twisting his arm that these happenings are happening.
Nobody
So I
likes
think
when
a blast from the past might help turn his mind.
You sure about that?
Well,
All right.
it's either that or we turn around and head out because we've hit a wall.
All right. He gets up, dusts off his pants. He says, "Lead on."
Just kind of turn and head back and kind of keep flanked to his side at least as we head back up to the house.
Yeah. So you've just about made your Clayton. This is right around the time where you brace yourself as Amy comes walking back around with Jack Slade in tow. And you see Williams kind of lock up and start to pull away, like sure that he's about to be gunned down. You see him, his eyes dart towards the rifle. Slade raises a hand. He says, "Now don't you worry, Mr. Captain Williams. Whatever you want to be called now, I ain't here for my revenge. I'm here to find peace. These folks, they need you. They need your hand. The hand that killed Cyrus Skinner needs to do it again." Williams bows his head. Looks out over to the house. His wife is looking out at him from through the window. He says, calls out to the boys. He says, "Boys." "Yeah, Pa?" "Get the spade. Go dig by the fence post by the gate, third one down." "Okay, Pa." They run over there. They dig up a small metal box. "What is this, Pa?" "Bring it. Don't open it." They bring it over. Rusted. It's been in the ground a long time. He pops it open, and inside is a pearl-handled Colt Dragoon made of a black gunmetal with brass trim. He pulls it from the rags that wrap around it. Spins the barrel with a very satisfying click. He goes, "All right. I'll be your Huckleberry." And with that, calling it a night.
Hell yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in to this Halloween episode of Hellgate Pass. I have been your Marshal, Cheyenne Wright. We're going to go real quick to everybody here and thank them all for their fine work they did tonight, starting with Jem Freeman. Tell the folks at home who you are and where they can.
Everybody, my name is Candace the Magnificent, playing Jaemison Jem Freeman. Thank you so much for coming out and spending time with us tonight. Shout out to the Barely Bookish podcast. You guys can find that on Spotify, Apple, any of the places where you get your media. I'll be reviewing and analyzing a book, Kindred by Octavia Butler, next month. Also happening next month with my compatriot down there, Todd, we are going to be doing a new show called Scattered Choices on his Dungeon Jedi Masters channel. Please keep an eye out for that. You can also get that anywhere you normally would find your podcasts. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch at Candace the Magnificent, all one word, and then on Twitter and Discord at That Candace Girl. Thank you.
All right, and playing the role of Clayton R. MacTaggart, Peacemaker.
All right, guys. So once again, I'm Ryan Howard, the host of Rollin' Bones with Ryan Howard, right here at twitch.tv/RollinBonesRyan every Monday at 8 p.m. Central. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Howard_RyanGreg. And tonight, I actually want to shout out a friend of mine who's got a project going on right now. It's on Kickstarter. It's got 5 days left to go. And if you're looking for some crazy Weird West content for a Deadlands game, for a Boot Hill game, or any other kind of Western setting, you need to check out King Tut's Rootin' Tootin' Weird West Extravaganza by Planet X Games.
Amazing.
It's a zine project, completely setting agnostic, system agnostic, designed to give you some just crazy weird stuff to do in a Weird West setting. Just to let you know some of what's coming with this, there's an adventure called A Fistful of Draculas.
Nice.
There's an adventure called The Town That Dreaded Cream Filling. You'll be introduced to Miss Kitty's Roadhouse, the bordello of the Monster Girls, and many other crazy, gonzo, bizarre, Weird West things, all from the mind of Levi Combs at Planet X Games. Once again, that is King Tut's Rootin' Tootin' Weird West Extravaganza. 5 days left to go on Kickstarter. everyone go back that because it's Planet X. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be crazy, and it's gonna be great.
Excellent. Very nice. I definitely want to look into that. All right, playing Amadeus, Amy.
I don't know
Say
how I
hello to the
follow.
fine folks.
Yeah, I don't know how I follow up King Tut's rootin' scootin' dootin' thing there. So good to get out of that hood. Thank you everyone for being here with us tonight. Amazing session. I am Todd Moonbounce, who was playing Amy Haddock. You can find me online, Twitch and Twitter at Todd Moonbounce. I am one half of the Dungeon Jedi Masters, a podcast, and so much more for the Star Wars 5th Edition fan conversion. As Candace mentioned, we are starting a new narrative actual play radio show November 4th that will be premiering, so keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, I do stream on Twitch with Star Wars 5e, Deadlands, and other good fun. So thank you again for being here. See you next week.
And lastly, certainly not leastly, Bob Marshall was played by
Bizarre Hands. My pronouns are he, him, and I want to thank Cheyenne, my fellow players, for this wonderful Halloween special, as well as you listening at home in the hunting grounds. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. And I'm joining you today from Treaty 4 territory, the original lands of the Cree, Soto, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, as well as the homeland of the Métis.
All right, and I have been Cheyenne Wright. Speaking of Kickstarter, I want to just give props to 2 other Kickstarters that are out there. I know it's a lot of stuff out there, but first of all, the fine folks who help pay the bills and keep the lights on around here, Pinnacle Entertainment. They've been running Kickstarter for Holler, an Appalachian Apocalypse RPG, and also all this week there's been Hollerween, which is a whole bunch of games being run by a whole bunch of different GMs all over the marketplace here. I've not officially a part of that. This show is, but it's certainly look into it. All right, it's a lot of fun, and Holler looks like a very interesting game setting. It takes place in a sort of a mythical fairyland-like version of the Appalachians. It's sort of, I always called it as sort of, I guess a good way to describe it is like Ravenloft, hillbilly Ravenloft, I guess is the term I call it. Right? It's a secluded holler valley where you are one of the normal folks left here in desperate poverty, being ruled over by the big boys, the industry leaders who've cut off all access to the valley. No one makes it out of the hills. You cannot leave. No one is coming to save you. You have to band together and do it yourself. So check that out. And also, my normal day job, Girl Genius, which steampunk award-winning comic, won 3 Hugo, which you can read every single page we ever put up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at girlgeniusonline.com, is also proud to announce that last week we launched a Kickstarter. Not us now. Steve Jackson Games launched a Kickstarter for Girl Genius GURPS, a supplement for so you can pick up this book and run your own adventures set in the Girl Genius universe. Even if you're not a big player of GURPS, it is a fantastic setting Bible full of all sorts of information from the world of Girl Genius, so you can run your own game. Just sit back and read all the jokes we put in there. And it includes a new 8-page comic drawn by Phil Folio. Yours truly, your Marshal, Cheyenne Wright. So check that out as well. Other than that, I want to say thank you all for tuning in. This has been a fun adventure tonight. Really great role. Oh, this is Halloween, and folks that dressed up, and even the folks who didn't. Ryan, don't worry.
Thank you.
I had a great time. You guys all did really good. And proud of you all. This is and to my wife, who is probably not out there watching right now. I love you, baby. Our 15th wedding anniversary is coming up today, and I just want to say, let's go for 15 more, and then we're done. For everyone else out there, love yourself, love your friends, count on each other. We're the only others. There are. So you got it.